Hey guys, my name is Nerdy Guna, and this is Ninja Monkey Game Review. First up, we are going to be reviewing Marvel's Avengers. There will only be gameplay shown from the first few hours of the game, so please do not worry about spoilers ahead. We're going to give you some good points, we're going to give you some bad points, and we're going to give you some general opinion on the game. If you have a game suggestion you think that we should review, then please pop it in the comments below and we will see what we can do. And please remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. So as some of you know, I am a massive Marvel fan, and I've been waiting for this game since 2017, since they put out that little teaser, which was not a lot, but it kind of got me ready for this. And I've got to say, I wanted to play it straight away, and of course I did, but I played a bit of the beta first, and I've played the game, and I've kind of fallen in love with it, and not at the same time. So let's jump in. We'll go on to the good points. So the good points are, it's got good gameplay. It really does. It's a fun game. It's so fun to play. The controls feel nice. They feel natural. The camera angles can occasionally go a little bit wonky, but for the most part, the gameplay is actually fun. It's really good. Each hero feels absolutely unique. You kind of don't feel like, if you're playing as the Hulk, you don't feel like you're actually playing as Thor. They all have their own certain abilities, their own special powers, and you kind of feel like you can be tactical with them all, and it's really nice. It's really fun. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. They look amazing. They feel amazing. It's a really nice game. It's really compact and linear, which we'll get onto in a sec. But yeah, the graphics are really nice, the gameplay is really nice, and it's fun. And the fact that they've kind of taken from the comics, so you're name dropping other heroes. You've got Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, is playing a big role in this, which is really nice. You've got the core Avengers, and I think once they add more Avengers, I know that there is rumours of Hawkeye, and Spider-Man, of course, will be a PS4 exclusive. I can kind of see how they would go with it, but I can also see how it might go wrong for them, especially with someone like Spider-Man, who's very much an open world person. But we will get into that when we hit the bad points. And the bad points, of course, are the same old bad points with games like this. And as much as I love these games, they all suffer from the same problem. And that problem is, they are too linear. If you've got the Hulk, you do not want him compacted. If you've got Iron Man in his Hulkbuster armor, you do not want him in a compact area. You want him out in the world. This is what Insomniac did with Spider-Man. A lot of the older Spider-Man games had it all very compact. You were indoors, you couldn't really go anywhere. They wouldn't let you go on ground level, so you weren't swinging around too much. But in later games, and especially in Insomniac Spider-Man recently, they've made it so that it was an open world. This is what people love nowadays. They love the open world. And I feel the Avengers could have gone that way. I feel that they've made their game a bit too linear, but at the same time, it kind of fits with the narrative. So that's why I put it first, because it's kind of a bad point, but at the same time, I can kind of see that it would be a good point as well. So possibly that is what they were looking at. The fights are the same. They are very samey. You can either go the button mashing route, or you can go the slightly more tactical. Right, if I use this ability, do this, you can mix up a few of your punches to make nicer combos. Great. However, it doesn't have the versatility of, say, and I am going to bring it up again, but the Spider-Man game, which you could have so many different variations of your web shooter, so many different varieties of how you approach situations. You could go sneaky, you could go stealth, you could go full-on attack. It was a little bit different, but once again, maybe this is the style that they've gone for. It's not the worst thing in the world to have, but at the same time, the fights will eventually go, oh, it's that again. And to be fair, the level design is really good. They've got some really good level designs. So the fights, while they might seem samey, do occasionally go, oh shit, there's some of that, I didn't realize. And you kind of find yourself feeling like it's a different fight, even though it is the same old enemies. Heroes have a really odd look to them. So I've been watching so many different incarnations of Marvel characters since I was a kid, and I know everyone has their own interpretations of how people look, but there's something one step further with this. Like, they don't look right. Bruce Banner looks too much like he's kind of like the everyman. He looks like a kind of a mix between a normal person and Mark Ruffalo, like trying to get Mark's features, but also trying to just make it kind of like, oh, he's just a normal guy. But then his body shape looks like he's a bit too muscular for his own good, and I kind of would have liked to have seen a more weedy scientist, more like a Steve Belushi type, if they're going to go their own way. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Once again, these bad points aren't completely negative. I just think that they have a bit of an odd look to them. The one bugbear for me, though, the one absolute bugbear in this game for me is buttons. They have quick time events. Spider-Man has quick time events, and it works because all you do is you press that button at the right time, quick time in it. What the Avengers have is quick time events where sometimes it's a button press, sometimes it's a button hold. So it doesn't actually tell you which is which. So you'll, for instance, the Hulk will drop down and it wants you to do a quick time event where it's pressing, say, the triangle button. I press it and nothing happens. So you hold it, that works. But then on the next couple of minutes time, it's giving you a quick time event to say tap the square, then tap the R2, then tap this. But it is a button tap, but it hasn't shown anything different on screen to the previous one. So maybe I've got something wrong in the settings, but it just seemed to me like 1 minute you're doing a button hold, the next minute you're doing a button tap, and that's kind of odd to me. I don't quite see where their idea was with that. So my overall opinion is this is such a fun game. It is so fun. It is so nice to play. I'm going to really be enjoying it. I've kind of just stuck to the single player at the moment, I'm afraid, because I really want to enjoy the story. It does seem like a really gripping story and like something you would read out of a comic, which is what I love about these games. When they do it right, they can be so amazing. Hopefully the multiplayer will keep the gameplay fresh. I don't feel like this is going to be one of those games that you will play for life. Fortunately, the aforementioned, and I know I've mentioned it a lot, but he is the biggest comparison I've got recently in the Marvel world, as I don't want to mention any other non-Marvel hero games, is Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is a really good game. I've actually completed it on an old account, old streaming account. It took about 10 episodes to do, about 3 hours of stream, and I literally did everything. I collected every backpack, every piece of specials, everything. So I completed the game 100%, not just on the main game, but on both of the DLCs, or all 3 DLCs actually, I think there was. And all I could think was, I really want to play it again, but I really don't, because I've completed it. What do I need to do with it now? Yeah, it was fun, but it's kind of like, unlike stuff like, for instance, World of Warcraft. Let's go with that as a big game. World of Warcraft, it keeps constantly updating with DLC, and people play it because the game plays always a little bit different, and you kind of get together with friends. So I'm hoping what this multiplayer does for the Avengers is bring people together, make it one of those games. As I said, I haven't played the multiplayer yet. I'm saving that for when I complete the campaign. I've almost finished. I might even do an update to this video to say what the multiplayer was like, but just based on the single player, it's really fun. I really hope that the multiplayer expands it, that you get to play with friends. I know it's a 4-player, so I hope that it's kind of like Destiny, where it will find its own niche little market, where everyone will kind of play it daily for doing daily raids and things like that. And hopefully, yeah, that's hopefully where they are looking to go to with this. But as I say, for the minute, the single player is absolutely amazing. The game itself is so amazing. There is only a couple of bad points that I can see really with the game, and those are just, they're hardly anything bad. It's literally just, samey fights and a bit linear, but they're things that we can all get around. So I'd suggest trying it out at the very least, or at least watching some people who are streaming it and check out the gameplay and see what you think. So thank you for joining me. That was absolutely amazing of you. I hope to see you next week. I'm not sure what we'll be reviewing yet, but I'm sure we'll find a fantastic game that the audience, the members, the whole world want to hear about. And don't forget, once again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. I've been Nerdy Gooner. You've been amazing. See you later.